Hello everyone, myself Saurav Maheshwari and I welcome you all to the ongoing lecture series on C programming. We were doing the topic array and in the arrays we will do character arrays and string in this video lecture. So uh, till now what we have seen that arrays of integer type and float type we have seen, right? And similarly, the arrays can also be type of character. That is, if I say like this, so character ch, let it be an array of 10 size, 10 elements, and this is the way you can declare an array of characters. Now, what does this mean? This means that this array can hold either characters, either characters or character convertible values. Character convertible values. Convertible values. As we all know that character has size of 8 bits. A single character variable has size of 8 bits. So for 10 elements the size would be multiplied by 10, so that would be 80 bits for this complete array. And these 8 bits, maximum 2 raised to power 8, that is 255 types of character, 256 types of character, 256 types of characters, that is integer from 0 to 255. Okay, so these types of characters can be produced. So um, these are the valid values. 250 0 to 255 are the valid values which are convertible to the character. So the character variable, character array or character variable can hold these values or directly the character values. Okay, so if I want to assign some value in the form of initialization to this particular uh, array, so what I will do, we will just simply use the method that we did in integer method, that is uh, you can directly write in the curly braces, but here the difference will come in the form of using single quotes with the element, right? Because each character in individually is represented in single quote, right? So a, e, I, o, u. So if I say I write an array of characters with these values, so it simply means in memory we have space of 10 characters with us, right? 10 characters with us, and the beginning first 5 spaces have been filled using these values, and remaining values have been initialized with the initial value, right? Initial value. In the case of integer, the initial value was 0, and in case of float, the initial value was 0 0.0. But in case of character, the initial value is yes 0, okay, but 0 as ASCII value, okay, and 0 ASCII value is of null character, okay, and symbolically it is represented as a word. It is represented in the form of null. It is a special type of um, type defined keyword used in the C programming as null for null. And if you use the symbolic character, that is symbolic representation of symbol for null character. Okay, so this is symbolic representation of backslash 0. If you try to print null character on a screen, right, so it will print as empty screen, right, or blank screen, right, empty or blank screen in the place of null character if you want to print this null character, right? So this is how this null character is used. And so what will happen, the remaining places, all the remaining places after these 5 places, right, they will be having this null character. Okay, so all of the remaining places will have this null character. It is simply backslash 0. Okay, so this is representation of null character. Fine. So one more thing that will be used in this particular topic is that name of array is base address, right? So we this is an universal truth that to be considered, that name of array is base address of array. Okay, you know that if you want to do this, right? Printf, suppose you have an integer array a5. Fine. And you want to print this array address of the base address of the array. So you can write like this. Okay. So the address of the first element would be the base address. Alternatively, you can write like this also. You can write like this also. Percent u in C programming. The name of array is its base address. Why you have used percent u? It is for unsigned, right? So this is one of the concept that you have to remember, that name of array is its base address and it is printed with the help of format specifier percent %u. Okay, so the name of array is the base address. Fine. Okay, so right. So one more concept that we need to understand in case of character array, and it is very important, is that the concept of string, right? Concept of strings. Okay, so strings are those character arrays that terminate terminates with null character. Okay, null character. Okay, I'm giving you example, that is, suppose I have this array of 5 characters and I have this a, e, I, o and u. Fine. So these are the 5 characters and the space was for 5 characters. So it is a character array where these four are 5 elements of the character array, but it is not a string. Why it is not a string? Because the last element of the character array for being an string should be a null character. Okay, so uh, let us see this example. If I do this, okay, so if I write like this a, e, I, o and u, okay, and then I close it, but the space is available for 6 characters. So first 5 spaces will be taken by these characters and the last space with the fifth number index would be with the null character. Okay, so that would end as a null character. This particular character array is ending at a null character, so this is a valid string. So why the concept of string is there if the concept of character array was already there? So string is considered to as a unit, okay, as a complete unit, right? Like in a character array, a unit element is always a character. Fine. So suppose if you have a character array of 5 elements, then individual element has its identity, right? It has its own importance. So in strings, instead what happens in strings is that the complete collection together makes a important value, right? Suppose you are writing, you want to store your name in an array, so what you will do, you will write an character array. Suppose you take its name and suppose your name is of 7 characters. Okay, so you have to take 8 spaces, 8 places. Why 8 places? Because you have to store 6, you have to store 7 characters for your name and one for the null character. Okay, so you suppose I am taking my own name as a u r a, then b, okay, and then h. Okay, so I will write this. and automatically there are seven places taken, and the eighth element would directly be taken as null character. So that will make this particular character array as a string. So instead of character by character, it is always a string is used when the whole entity is important, right? So here the name is important. The name is Saurabh. Okay, so the name is important. Individually as Saurabh, they might not be important for the application, but you want to store the name, and name is whole identity, whole entity to be stored, and the itself S is not the name, A is not the name, U is not name, and any of the character individually is not a name, but whole entity together is a name. So this is the most important difference between a character array and a string. Okay, so you can take this line also: all the character arrays are not strings, but all the strings are character arrays. Fine. So this is what about the character arrays and strings. Okay, so there are other methods also available to declare character arrays, or I can say strings. You can simply write like this: name 8 equals to, string is always written in double quotes, right? If you write something in double quote, it is automatically taken as string. So what you have to remember, if you are taking valid 7 characters, okay, so you have to take array such large enough to store 7 characters plus one for null character. Okay, so that is minimum eight spaces are required. Minimum eight spaces are required to store a character array, or in the form of string. Fine. So this is the another method using double quotes. All the strings uh, are stored in the form of double quotes. Like integer array, uh, it can also be declared without giving the size, but only in the case of initialization. Like you can write this also. Okay, so if I ask you that what will be the element size of this particular name, so that would be 8. Okay, not 7, because the string is of 7 valid characters. 7 valid characters are there, but there definitely there would be a null character also in the end, because it already has double quotes. It means it is a string. Okay, so the space reserved for this particular variable would be 8 bits. Fine, because every character 8 bytes, right? Not 8 bits, that is 8 bytes. Fine, 8 bits. Okay, so fine, so let us move forward. Um Now we consider how to take input of strings in the form of character by character. Obviously, the methods that are known for taking input of the characters are directly taken for the string input also. Okay, so if I do like this, okay, if I do like this, I will simply give you an example. Suppose I take an string as character ch, and I take it for 5 characters, and I don't initialize it. Okay, I want to take input in the form of user input. So I would just simply declare some integer I for the looping purpose, because this is an array and I want to take repetitive input. Okay, so what I will do for I equals to 0 and I is less than 5 and I plus plus. Suppose I want to take input 5 characters, so what I have used 0 to 4 index I will use for it, and that would be 0 to 4 index. And how would I do this? I would simply take scanf, okay, percent d, sorry, not percent d, scanf percent c and ampersand chi. So this is the method. This is the method that we will use for character by character input to an array, and normally we will do this particular method for the purpose of arrays which are only character arrays. We don't want to make them strings. Okay, so suppose you want to simply make collection of some characters, so and they have individual identities, so that you can do with the help of this scanf. Okay, but this would produce a problem, a logical problem. This is not an error problem. This is a logical error that would happen. Okay, now the problem is that when value of I is equals to 0, okay, I is equals to 0, what will happen? You will take value of ch0 as input and you will just press enter, right? Now this enter is also a character. This enter is also a valid character, and it will go for the next iteration. And what will happen in the next iteration? It This percent %c will scan this enter, right? This percent %c will scan this enter, and it will not ask for I equals to 1. Okay, so what will happen? This enter will get input to the ch1. The next element would get input from this enter, not to the it would not ask for a new element, and it will directly jump to I equals to 2, and then the next input element would be taken for ch equals to 2, and then there would be an enter reserved for that. Enter would be entered to complete the scanf command. Either you will give enter or you have to give some space. Okay, so in both the cases, this enter or the space would be used for the next element. So for I equals to 3, what will happen? ch3 would directly, this enter would directly come to the ch3 element. Okay, so in this case, what will happen using scanf for percent %c and with the help of loop is not suggested, right? So what is the problem over here? That this scanf, this scanf is a problematic method for taking input of the characters in the loop. Okay, multiple input, right? Looped input. So for this we have other functions also. So the problem is that the requirement of the space or enter command after the input in the scanf. Okay, so similarly to scanf, there is another method available, that is get char. Okay, so there is another method available, that is get char. Okay, so get char is another method that is available. Okay, so it always work on the command, that is enter is the as a command. So after putting get char, so what you have to do, you have to just take chi equals to get char. Okay, so what happens that this enter is will go to the next chi plus 1. Okay, in the loop this enter will go to the chi plus 1 and get char will not work. Okay, now to solve this problem in the loop, whenever you are taking values inside a loop, there are two alternatives. Okay, either you use this get ch function or either you use this f flush stdin. Okay, right now I am telling you about this f flush stdin, not get ch. We will do in the further program, right? So for using this f flush stdin, what you have to do while taking the input, right? You have declared the array, right? You also have taken the loop variable, and while running the loop I equals to 0, I is less than 5, and I plus plus, what you have to do, you just have to scanf percent d, okay, sorry, percent c, and ampersand, the name of array is chi. Okay, and just after this scanf, what you have to do, you have to flush f flush. Okay, what the name of function is, f flush stdin. Okay, so what happens, all the commands that you give to the compiler are get input to a stream. Okay, and that stream name is standard input output, that is stdin. Okay, standard input stream. Okay, So what you have to do, this flush command is used, flush function is used to flush out or clear out the standard input stream. Okay, so that enter that was in the input stream after input of this particular scanf. Okay, so suppose you entered character A and then pressed enter. So what the value of stdin has been? Value stdin, you write A and then you press enter. So A is taken by A0. A is taken by CH0. Okay. Now this enter is left into stdin. So what happens in the next iteration when number for CHI is to be looked in the stdin? What happens? You enter B, but there you might enter B, but it will not ask. You want to enter B, but it will not ask, or what it will do? It will take this enter which is already available in stdin to CH1. Okay, so it will input in the ch1. So to remove this particular enter, you use this function flush stdin after the scanner. Okay, so doing this particular function, using this particular function, what will happen? This problem of uh, and getting enter to be stored in the character array will not happen, and this is one of the alternate to take input string characters by character. Okay, the other two method are getch and getch that we will do in the this program.